We've all seen the unstoppable badass on a revenge spree movie. But what happened if that badass wasn't actually a badass, had no idea how to fight, but his only thing that was special about him is that he couldn't feel pain? That's what Novocaine is about. It's as hilarious as it is brutal. In a post-John Wick world, a lot of action movies feel like they're taking on like a formula. One, find a unassuming, normal-looking guy and give him a grizzled path. Two, give him a reason to get revenge. And then three, watch him kill and down people in a ballet of blood and bullets in a very super efficient way. However, Novocaine flips the script with this character, Nathan, played by Jack Quaid, not being able to feel pain because of a rare condition that he has. He's not a trained assassin at all with no combat skills, even to the point where it feels like he holds a gun like it's gonna bite him or something. Played by Jack Quaid, who's been hit with the Nepo baby label because of his famous acting parents, which is totally fair. But I gotta say, guys, he has charm for days. He plays Nathan with his usual awkward, everyman, like down-to-earth energy, which makes it really easy to root for him and also to feel like he's relatable. And the thing is, the condition doesn't make Nathan invincible. As a matter of fact, he's the opposite of that because he's so isolated, because he feels like he may kill himself without doing it on purpose. Now imagine you had a condition where you might not realize you might bite your tongue off. When you're eating and you bite your tongue, that pain that you feel, that sharp pain in your tongue you feel, where it's so sensitive, stops you from biting all the way through. But because he can't feel pain, he can easily bite his tongue off and hurt himself and not realize. So a lot of times he is isolated from other people and has to do things in his house or where he works to keep himself protected. And I think that attention to detail that they did in the movie, especially in the beginning, really built like up a world for him that was really, really interesting to see how it plays out as he kind of comes away from that isolation and gets into the bigger world in a more dangerous situation. The reason why he gets out of this isolated situation that he's been in most of his life, not being able to hang out with his coworkers after work, not really having a lot of real life friends because he doesn't want to explain his condition to people and why he can't do certain things that's deemed normal, is because his coworker Sherry, who he has a huge crush on, played by Midthunder. She does a really great job of giving this character a lot of spunk and has a lot of chemistry with him where she feels very, very likable. She ends up being in the stereotypical like damsel in distress role, but she does a really good job at it for making you like care about the character because of her past and how she treats Nathan. And the movie really, really gets going when the bank is robbed where they work at and she becomes someone that they kidnap for insurance. The movie's clocking at almost at 2 hours, but the movie feels a lot less than that because the movie has some really brutal action sequences that are funny, some really great comedy that will make you laugh in theaters, and it's really paced well. It doesn't dwell on too many things where it feels like it's bogged down to anything. It keeps moving and moving, so by the time you get to the end of it, you're like, whoa, that's it? We're already here at the end. The violence is gory but never excessive, and because of Nathan's condition, it leads to a lot of really, really funny situations, slapstick kind of action sequences that are hilarious but also horrifying as he stumbles through fights against dangerous trained assassins. And while it's fun watching Nathan get wrecked, even though he doesn't even realize he's getting wrecked, there lies the strength in this film and also its weakness. With Nathan not being a trained fighter, it creates a lot of situational comedy moments while he's fighting, a lot of funny moments that you get to see that are in the trailers, but even more in the film. But because he's not a trained fighter and he can't do hand-to-hand combat or like escalate the fight to big heights, you don't get those really high octane, intense, tension-filled fights that you get in most action movies. Think less John Wick and more like Home Alone, but rated R. There's even a section in this film that felt a lot like Home Alone. And the supporting cast adds a lot of personality in the film that makes this film even more fun. Jacob Batalon, who you guessed it, plays the man in the chair in comedic relief. I swear to God, this guy has this written in every contract, in every movie that he does, that he has to play this character since Spider-Man. We also get a witty buddy cop duo that I really, really enjoyed as they chase Nathan and the bank robbers, thinking they're in cahoots, and they have such great banter that makes the movie fun and like gags that keep going throughout the film that you really just waiting for them to say. And also Ray Nicholson, Jack Nicholson's son, does a really great job as the main antagonist, playing this sociopathic, crazy but charismatic bank robber. So does Novocaine reinvent the action genre? Is it going to be the greatest action movie of the year? Is it going to be one of the best action movies of the decade? Definitely not, but does put a fresh spin on the formula that we've been getting recently, and I really enjoyed a lot that it had to offer. While the plot isn't groundbreaking, the mix of dark humor, inventive action, and a protagonist who's as inept as he's determined makes this a ridiculously fun ride. There's even a small plot twist in the film that's not mind-blowing at all, but was much needed and refreshing and keeps the story feeling interesting. At the end of the day, Novocaine's not trying to be the next John Wick. It's trying to be its own action comedy film led by someone that just showing that he has leading chops in Jack Quaid. And the movie is messy, it's chaotic, it's really fun, and it's definitely a crowd pleaser. This is a movie that you want to go see in theaters in a big crowd with a bunch of friends, so you can ooh, ah, laugh, grimace, and maybe, you know, some of the gory scenes. If you don't like gore, don't eat while you're watching the film, and enjoy it in that kind of environment where it'll be the best to be seen on a big screen and have fun with a bunch of people. So with that said, I'm gonna give Novocaine a C+. Question of the day is, what is your favorite action comedy film? Drop your comments down below and let me know. You can watch more content right here